Hello everyone, XFalcon here and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pyre. And yeah, this is going to be the last cycle of the rites. So I think we've got maybe 1 or 2 more rites left before the final Liberation Rite. So yeah, anyway, let's check our conversation here in the Black Wagon. And we've got Hedwyn over here. You find Hedwyn on his own after Joe Darrell's liberation. You sense straight away what is on his mind. The two of them were close through much of his life. He looks up at you, but his familiar smile is nowhere to be found. I'm sorry, my friend. I should be in a much better mood right now. It's just, I can't believe she's gone. Then he shakes his head. Listen to me, I'm talking like she's... He falls silent again. You can tell he needs some time to himself right now and turn to leave. Wait, hold on. Don't leave me here just yet. First of all, my friend, thank you. I don't like to think of it in quite these terms, but out of all of us, I really hoped she'd manage to get out of here. She'd been here the longest, not to mention, I'd probably be dead 10 times over by now if not for her. What's more, maybe other than Wolfred himself, I have a feeling she's really going to make an impact on this plan of ours. Back on the other side. Just the same though, I am going to miss her. You and Hedwyn share some memories of Joe Darrell for a time, though it grows clear to you that he needs some time alone. Yeah, okay. I know, Hedwyn, I miss Joe Darrell too. Thanks again, my friend. I hope that one day all of us can meet again. Jody should be happy on that day, I bet. It is very late now. You part ways after bidding each other a good evening. And so yeah, it's really still confusing me. The amount of FPS drops I'm having right now on this game. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm using my... how do you call this? I'm using you know, my dedicated graphics card for the game. And yeah, I don't have any apps open other than, you know, Pyre and my recorder, of course. But for some reason, the FPS is very low, and it's not like my you know, my setup is bottlenecked or something like that. I mean, I'm checking that temperature right now as well, and it's quite fine. I don't know, it's really confusing. Anyway, it is daybreak. You are to set forth now for the spring of Jomur, for what appears to be the final time. Thereafter, you shall return here for one last exile's final chance at liberty. So yeah, as I mentioned. Anyway, let's go. I really hope the FPS improves by the time I arrive to the spring of Jomur, because it's seriously annoying. I have a FPS checker here, and yeah, it's stuck at 5 FPS for some reason. It's very weird. And it's not even, you know, fluctuating anything. It's stuck just at 5, not going down to 4 or maybe even above. But now suddenly it's fine. What the hell? Very confusing, man. Anyway, point of interest over here. The spring of Jomur has always flown forth from the crushed Carapaz. I'm not sure how you read this, I forgot already. I really should brush up on my vocabulary. Anyway, of Biolantheus, the legend of whose demise is a rather sordid tale. Perhaps you have already read it in the book. Not all believe the book exists, of course, nor the great titans lord the rites. I have encountered the exiles believing that this titan perished quite by accident. Rather than by a cunning trap laid for it by Jomur many, they took the titan for a common beast. And yeah, the FPS is down again. Damn it. Perhaps the stars shine down upon out-of-the-way locales such as this one to ensure that they alone shall witness the proceedings. Anyway, that is that. Let's choose our spot here. I guess I'll go down here. no new conversations. Anyway, let's go. You make time to explore the stark badlands of Gluehive with your companions. Hail, noble Bertrude, what tidings? We hath discovered naught of any consequence, yet there is more to see. They turn to you. You may continue searching or return to the wagon empty-handed and pursue your vacations. I guess I'll head back. You don't need anything right now anyway. Your time here is better spent pursuing your vacations. The three of you return to the wagon. Anyway, we've got a conversation over here, so before I go pursue my vacations, let's go and talk to Sir Gilman over here. Sir Gilman is fuming in anger over something, so much so that you are hesitant to approach him, but you approach him anyway. Exile is too light a sentence for this night. He notices you, then seizes up. He begins acting rather nonchalant, as though his outburst did not just transpire. Oh, greetings to you, noble master reader. What brings you to this night this afternoon? Yeah, let's ask him, what's on his mind and stuff. You maintain a gentle tone with him and ask whether there is something he might wish to discuss. Sir Gilman perhaps could benefit from talking through his woes. He stands there for a time, silent and dejected, but then, Master Reader, this knight cannot escape the horrors of his past. It seems that you would hear them, then you have this knight's apologies ahead of time for burdening you further with his troubles. Having said that, here then are the troubles you requested. You are, of course, familiar with the siege of the Spiral Sanctum. For this night, the memory of it is like a wound which will not close. This knight stood there on the front lines whilst the high-wing remnants descended upon us. So furious was their assault that our chain of command was ruptured instantly. We of this Sea of Dominion, we require orders to perform our duty. Without such orders, why, we surely made a very easy target there that eve. One by one, then two by two, they picked us off, becoming bolder, some of them shrieking with laughter all the while. This night, he saw his comrades cast aside like sea flies. How this knight survived, he does not know for certain, even now. Perhaps it was that he attempted to pursue and to detain his own knight commander, whom you met when you first met this night. That cursed Sir Deluge, if not for his craven cowardice, the Spiral Sanctum it might have held at least a while longer. But instead, we were routed, rendered spineless both in form and deed. Sir Deluge was first to turn and flee, as our chain of command crumbled. And as for this knight, he failed to catch his knight commander. He must have looked a coward too. Thus came the time for penance, and this knight, why, he insisted on the only course of action reasonable. He insisted on the sentence to the downside. And as you can plainly see, his wish was then fulfilled. How absurd that he should re-encounter his old knight commander here soon after. Thus did this knight become obliged once more to Sir Deluge. We took to the waters in a sea of solace, where soon we met the Spirehearts, a triumvirate exclusive to our kind. It was plain to see that they lacked wherewithal, and Sir Deluge, they thought he could provide it, the leadership they sought, and his was too much of a coward to decline. As for this knight, being of the Sea Dominion, he had little choice but to comply, or so at first he thought. When he encountered you and the Nightwings, something awakened within him. With so little honor left to lose, and so much left to gain, it became eminently clear that this knight stood a better chance within your ranks than those of Sir Deluge. And there is little left to say. This knight cannot escape his past, and yet he chooses to believe that he was spared that day not merely by coincidence. Perhaps under King Ors yet has plans in store, in which this knight may play a part. This night, he clings however vainly to that hope. He slithers away, his head bowed low. It seems best to leave him be for now. He sense he feels relieved at having shared all this. Okay then, that was, quite unfortunate for, Sir Gilman. Anyway, let's talk to Sandra before we continue. Maybe we can talk more to her. Okay, I guess she's not in the mood to, talking to us. Anyway, let's go. I guess I'll talk to her before the final Liberation Rite. Anyway, let's go study in private to gain more bonus stats. You excuse yourself from the others to go pore over the Book of Rites and its mysteries. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. Okay, I'll go add in one more hope here. You extract a deeper meaning from the words and teachings of the Book of Rites, one you feel in your core yet struggle to articulate. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. Okay. More spirit. Or hope. Anyway, let's continue. Hopefully the FPS improves by the time I'm at the rites. Let's go to the Spring of Jomware, and we're gonna be facing against Ignarius and the what's the name of their triumvirate again? I forgot. Anyway, let's continue. After making all the necessary preparations amid the rocky pathways of the Spring of Jomware, you and your companions await the commencement of the rites. It is quieter even than usual at the onset of such events. The lone minstrel appears bearing some sort of news. I have checked, and it appears as though the Tempers have not yet arrived, Reader Madame. Yeah, the Tempers, okay. There is no sign of Ignarius or anyone. Their sigil is not set either. If what it says is true, and your adversaries are not present, then you presume the rite cannot commence. However, the stars themselves soon indicate you are mistaken. So what? Did Oralech do something again? I'm not sure if the mic caught the sound coming from my phone. Lots of notifications from Discord.
Reader, the Commonwealth, your home. Today it is aflame. Much like a stack of books. Aflame because of you. Because of your outlandish plan. Not that you care. Not that you shall live to see this place again. Your attempts at revolution shan't succeed. Though by all means, keep trying. As for myself, I shall enjoy presiding over these remaining rites.
Anyway, the rite is set to commence, but the adversaries they have failed to show. Rihu? Anyway, Tizo wonders if the Templars decided not to show, knowing they would not have another chance at the Liberation Rite. Indeed, as the rites are drawing to a close, some of the triumvirates whom you have met, perhaps they are beginning to decide the stars are not worth heeding any longer. Ignarius, you wonder whether he would give up on the rites like that. Yeah, it doesn't really sound like, you know, Ignarius to give up easily like that. He did seem rather disaffected, having failed in the Liberation Rite before. Perhaps he did finally decide to quit for good. In any case, we have begun the ceremony here, and so I ask that we end it.
Choose now your band of traitors.
Oh, so I'm just gonna be shooting the orb towards the Pyre flame without any enemy?
Edwin.
Anyway, let's go, of course, with Bertrude as well.
Bertrude.
And Tizo. Oh, I don't have any talisman on him? Okay. Sorry about that. What should I use? Okay, I guess I'll go with Haub Swing.
Tizo. It is done.
Ah, damn it, this FPS, man. Tizo seems rather melancholy about having to conduct a rite against no adversary. Yeah, I know, right? There are no enemies at all.
Lo, even your adversaries have abandoned you.
How am I supposed?
And it is done.
Seriously? That's it?
Nightwings prevail by default.
Okay.
Not that their adversaries even care.
Even the faces of the participants of our triumvirate are, you know, rather upset, or maybe, I don't know, because of the outcome of this.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
Because no one even bothered to show up. And of course, no one gained XP. Because, you know, there was no enemy at all. No one speaks further of the tempers back at the Black Wagon. Everyone is instead preoccupied with the rite that is to come. Okay, what's that? Tizo can scarce believe this is to be the final opportunity to liberate one of your own. The stars always shine with truth. The ending of the cycle of the rites is now upon us. He looks over to you. Please look forth, reader madame, and see this for yourself. You may well surmise where we are going next. The others turn to you as well. You are turned toward the wagon's door. You know what you shall see out there. Now, however, the time has come to face it. Okay, of course, we're gonna be going back to the Fall of Solium. The dim and fading light of the final star still pierces through the darkness, demanding your attention, guiding you toward the endpoint of your path. Of course. And I guess if nothing comes after this final Liberation Rite, this is going to be the last episode of our Pyre Let's Play series. Anyway, as I mentioned in the previous episode, I'm gonna let Oralech win here. He kinda deserves it after all this time. You know, his chance at liberty was taken away because of that other woman. I forgot her name already, that pushed him off a cliff. Anyway, you are summoned to the Fall of Solium for your 7th and final Liberation Rite. Thus shall the cycle of the rites be ended for an age. You sense that, if the rites ever shall commence again, it shall not be during your lifetime, or that of any of your companions, even the longest lived ones. The stars reveal to you one thing more. The adversary whom you face shall be Oralech. Already he has crossed Scribe's Gate and awaits your arrival. If the 8 scribes created the Nightwings in their own likeness, perhaps it is only fitting that the Nightwings should, in the end, be forced to face themselves. It is a shame that we should have to confront Oralech in the end. Our goals should never have been at cross purposes. I am surprised that this is what the scribes desire. For now, it may be best that you recover until dawn. Regain your strength as best as you can for the cramming trial. Rest well, reader. The group disperses as exhaustion sets in. At dawn, you fly to Mount Alodiel to make a final effort to achieve your plan and get somebody home. But who? I'm sorry guys, I choose to let Oralech win this one.
Foolish reader.
Here we go again with the voice.
So-called friends. You are accomplice to their hateful plot. They are exploiting you. You shall never have your freedom.
By dawn, you are already up and about after a troubled slumber. The Black Wagon is prepared for its final voyage to the Fall of Solium. No one speaks. Okay, let's go. This is our final rite, most likely. As you lift into the skies, the lone minstrel raises his voice, cutting through the somber mood. Reader, a certain olden ballad comes to mind just now. I think it may befit the circumstance. Perhaps it may help to pass the time along our flight. Would you mind it very much if I were to play this song for the Nightwings? Of course not. Do what you have to do, Tarek. You urge the lone minstrel to play his ballad so that all among you might hear it. He begins without another word. Okay, we get to listen to one final BGM. from, you know, Tarek. Supergiant games OSTs are really always good, to be honest. Okay, here's our final choice where to land. Which should I choose? We've got a Temple Cistern here, or Sir Gilman. I guess I'll go with Tizo. You touch down amid the splendors of Mount Olodial to make pilgrimage to the summit for one last time. There one last Liberation Rite shall soon commence. There one last exile shall regain his or her freedom, all others shall remain, to carry out their sentences here in the downside for the remainder of their lives. And in the Commonwealth, the plan of which you are a part shall either come to fruition or shall be suppressed. Okay, seek the Crone Scribe's favor. But before that, let's see if we can have one final conversation with Sandra here. I thought I told you to be gone. She's pushing you away as she did before. Perhaps I ought to cease my services to you, if you insist on disrespecting my wishes thus. Would that sound good to you, O reader? Come on, man, I was just being, concerned. Imagine not having access to the loathsome trinkets which I grant to you. Imagine those idiots of yours having to get by without my tutelage. I can imagine it just fine myself. I was once a weapon, used to kill an emperor, attempt to kill him anyway. Now I am, once again, a tool, being exploited, soon to be discarded. Go on then, leave me be. Go about your business and let us pretend we do not know full well how this shall end between us. Okay, let's try talking again. If she's gonna... Okay, I can't talk to her anymore. Until our next appointment. There won't be next time, Sandra, so just let me talk to you. After having landed, we joined Tizo on an expedition to the monument of Molten Melith for what is like to be the final time. Hello again, great grandfather. I have come to ask you of a favor, please. Oh, so Haub is Tizo's great grandfather. Interesting. My friends, they wish to all return to freedom. I was hoping you could help them just this one last time. I understand they cannot all go home, that this is beyond even your power now that the Titan stars have spread across the night. Yet, by your leave, I wish to help them this last time. They are my friends, they are my friends. What else is there for me to do now, save to help them? Soon he is finished. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Molten Melith has shown you favor. At dawn, you shall begin your last ascent. For now, your vacations may occupy what little time you have to spare. Anyway, let's go back to the Black Wagon, and we're gonna be talking to Tizo. You observe Tizo rummaging about the Black Wagon as though in search of something. He notices you there and rushes up to greet you. Krihi! Anyway, Tizo is glad that you are here. He was just reminiscing about old times. But just as quickly, he resumes his search. Krahaha! Tizo is looking for something a former exile of the Nightwings once gave him. Krahum! He is growing frustrated that the object he seeks is nowhere to be found. You almost do not notice the lone minstrel's approach. I am afraid that it is gone, Tizo. I am very sorry. Reader, it is nothing that ought to be cause for much concern. merely that Tizo has misplaced something of sentimental value to him. Kriok! It was just a spare bandage he indicates, exactly like the one on his horn. I guess that's the very first bandage that he received for his broken horn or something. Tizo here has had many adventures with the Nightwings. Is that not so, Tizo? He squawks in approval. Those memories shall always stay with you. Is that not what matters most of all? He confirms this as well. Then, please do not worry yourself about it anymore. It is a symbol of a distant past besides. Tizo skulks away up into the rafters. The lone minstrel watches him go. The object that he seeks does not exist, reader. Tizo searches for it from a fleeting memory of his days with the Nightwings of the past. He performed the regular duties of the other drive imps at first, but soon distinguished himself. I was none too surprised. He was clearly special. He had grown close with the other members of the Nightwings when misfortune fell and the triumvirate fell apart. Perhaps Wolfred has revealed to you more of the details. As for Tizo, I feel he must make peace with the shadows of his past somehow. Perhaps then he shall cease searching. You need not worry for him, of course. He is resilient and shall always serve the Nightwings well. You might say that he was born for it, begging your pardon, reader. The lone minstrel excuses himself in his polite way, leaving you to consider what he said. Okay. Anyway, let's go check the Beyond the Crystal one last time. I guess I can't really talk to Sandra anymore. So I guess that's goodbye to Sandra. Anyway, let's go study in private as usual. You locate a secluded area nearby where you should be able to study the Book of Rites. Through greater understanding, blah blah blah. That's pretty much the same line. Quickness or presence? I'll go with quickness, I guess. You can concentrate on your knowledge of the 8 scribes and how together they composed the Book of Rites among their many feats. Blah blah blah, okay. You gain the reader's influence celerity. Okay, let's continue towards the Scribe's Gate for our final Liberation Rite. Here in the quiet solitude of Mount Olodiel, you encounter a messenger imp come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. The news this time pertains to Jodariel, whom you liberated at the fall of Solium. You learn Jodariel's past transgressions have all been forgiven. She soon was to be reinstated on the blood border on the presumption that she wanted her old status back. In fact, she was offered an especially prestigious leadership position in the First Veil, for a demon such as she could not be seen in the streets. Oh, okay, so it's pretty much a special ops or secret service kind of group. But she reviews the gesture rather bluntly, the report suggests. Instead, she sought Wolfred's agents as well as several of her former fostered sons and daughters. And so the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. The last part of the messenger's imp's news must have been damage in transit, though appears to be in Jodariel's own words. All I can tell is that it says await. So I guess she's waiting for us on the other side. You thank the messenger imp for relaying this information. Your companions are excited to discuss the news. We can envision it, a demon such as she, set loose within the Commonwealth. There's nothing she can't handle. I miss her bad sometimes, but I'm glad she's alright. Kihuruhu! Tizo is fired up about the news of Jodariel's return to the Commonwealth. She is an inspiration to us all, or to this night she is at least. Having someone of Jodariel's will and stature with us on the other side shall pave the way toward a brighter future. The news of Jodariel's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. Okay, additional stats. That's always nice. You stand before the Scribe's Gate with your companions, the gate guardians The Gate Guardian is there as ever, but you sense something is different in her. The exiles of the Nightwings. We shall not meet again after the coming rite. Tarek and I, it shall be time we take our rest, I think. Greetings, Celeste. I would tell you that the Nightwings are prepared, though this time I am uncertain anyone amongst us feels thus. We have a duty to uphold, Tarek. And then what, Celeste? And then nothing. Not for the rites or us. Not till the dawn of a new age. Now, Nightwings, step forward. Please state your names and what is it that you see crossing Scribe's Gate. One by one your fellow exiles approach her, now with sureness in their step. If I may, my name is Wolfred Sandalwood. I long as yet to see an age where freedom is one's birthright, and no longer are good people such as these forced to contend for it. Krahaha! Tizo believes that his ancestors are watching over the Nightwings and seeks to live up to their legacy. We are called Bergbertrude. We seek to fulfill the plan of Sandalwood, for we are fond of him and his beliefs, and then to go about our business. I am Hedwin. I wanted more than anything to see the one I love back on the other side, but I think I'll be okay, so I just want my friends to be okay as well. Sir Gilman of the Sea Dominion at your service. This knight's never-ending quest for honor shan't end here, yet first he has a noble duty to uphold. Finally, you step forth once more. You're a crippled scholar who vowed to help her friends be free again and who managed to come this far with this group. The Gate Guardian observes you for a moment, then motions past the archway toward the summit. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Except for you, Tarek. You stay right there. I thought you said... The rites are not yet ended, Tarek. He looks to her, then over to the rest of you. Pardon me, everyone. I shall be there when the stars align. Okay, I guess they really do share some, some kind of relationship. For this is really, truly the final rite, and everything comes to an end. You have gained the summit of Mount Olodiel for the 7th time, the final time in which any one of you shall have a chance to leave the downside. Commence the final Liberation Rite. Hey, the Beyond Dark Crystal seeks you? Okay, so finally, Sanjay wants to talk to us. Thank you for visiting on such short notice, reader. I understand you have important matters to attend to, so let me be blunt. Please listen for a moment then. I know this whole affair is coming to an end, all of it. I sense the binds that form the rites becoming weak. Which means soon you will not need me anymore. Not that you have needed me at any point, but still, my services will not be of any further use. I would love to tell you that this means I shall be free from my eternal prison. For some of my Beyonders, it shall be a release. My accomplices are bound by weaker words than those which have bound me. They shall fade away, I think, and finally rest. I, however, shall remain. She hesitates for a moment. Thus, I have a proposition for you. I do not know where you shall go from here, but I ask you to take me there, wherever it shall be. By that I mean, take this stone prison of mine and keep it. Do not just leave it, as all your predecessors have, each time their stay among the Nightwings reached an end. Soon the Beyond Dark Crystal shall serve no use at all, except to keep me trapped. I am content to remain thus, for I have little choice, but I would prefer to do so in your company. For I do enjoy your company, reader. This may not be much of a compliment, but I assure you that I much prefer your company to an eternity of solitude. I have no wish to see you gain in years and to eventually decay, whilst I remain unchanging. But I should rather have more years whilst having contact, even if those years are to be brief. They shall afford me many more in which I may think back upon our times. nor do I expect you to accommodate my needs, for I am well aware I have my limits in accommodating yours. That is to say, I wish you to go forth after this night and live your life however you see fit. For your own sake, may all this rights business enrich your coming days somehow. And in considering that life after this night, if you think that there may be a place in it for me, however small, then once again I simply ask that you take me along. That way, should you ever wish to visit me again sometime, you could, and I would like to have that as an option more than not. My request here is a selfish one, for there is little I can offer in exchange, other than what little my companionship is worth. Perhaps I could lull you to sleep once in a while. Who knows, you could always try to sell the Beyonder Crystal for a reasonable sum somewhere, or something to that end. There must be someone out there with an interest in this thing. So then, you have heard my sad little proposition. What do you say? Of course, Sandra, I'll bring you with me. Don't worry. We've, I guess, bonded for quite a bit. So, you deserve to be happy as well, despite being trapped in the Beyonder Crystal. You grasp the Beyonder Crystal and set it to the folds of your clothing. Sandra senses this and makes a sound as though surprised. Thank you, reader. She is at a loss for a moment then. Let us go then from this place. Go and face your last remaining adversaries. May you crush them under heel and achieve the outcome which you seek. I believe you shall prevail. She disappears into the stone for now. I'm sorry, Sandra, but at the very least we won't be winning this one. I intend to let Oralech win. Anyway, before our final moments, let's talk to Ron as well. Hey guys, I guess you probably heard the big news, huh? Yeah, I'm going out of business here, I guess. Just hasn't been the same, what with the stars all fading out and stuff. Anyways, just wanted to say, you guys are great, and I'm sure I'm gonna miss having you guys as customers and all of that. But I got some good news though, too. All my stuff, it's all on sale now, and I will show a little extra there just for you, okay? So, enjoy, and maybe I'll see you guys around, okay? Henceforth, all of Falcon Ron's goods are 5% off. Okay. That's helpful, maybe. Anyway, I won't be buying anything, I just wanted to meet him. Just the way it goes sometimes, eh, Dad? Sorry about that, Ron. Anyway, let's commence this final rite. You have gained the summit of Mount Alodiel for the 7th time. Very few stars remain above to light your way as you await the commencement of the final Liberation Rite. The lone minstrel finds you clutching the Book of Rites, seeking there perhaps some bit of wisdom that has eluded you thus far. Reader, we may not have the chance to speak again after this. I may have to go. I wish to say that I am grateful for having made your acquaintance, and I shall remember you with fondness. I wish you well, this night and always. Go forth with glory. Then he looks up and he extends his hand in friendship. You clasp it. You see Hedwin has joined you. All of her companions are there with him, in fact. Let's get through this one together, my friend. We all believe in you. It is strange for me to say, given the circumstances of our meeting, reader, but it has truly been a pleasure. Onward now, let us achieve our plan. Master Reader, it has been this night's greatest honor to have served with you. Let this be our most glorious stand yet. Skrahakri! Anyway, Tizo wants you to know he has the utmost faith in you. Reading one, thou art both wiser and less irritating than most others of thy kind. We have learned something from thee and we are grateful. You look upon your fellow exiles, your companions with whom you have withstood the downside, when with whom you shall now conduct this final rite. Oh man, I know we haven't been playing the game for that long, but I'm already feeling quite nostalgic. Begging your pardon, but my time has come. We shall see each other soon. He departs after this night. The outcome of Walfred's plan, the plan of which you all have been a part, shall be decided, one way or another. For now, all you can do is strive to prevail against your final adversaries, so that one last companion may go free. You rise to join your fellow exiles as the last remaining stars ignite. The final Liberation Rite of this age shall now commence. I'm gonna miss this game. It honestly is really good. And you know, you got to be connected to the characters in some way.
Look, for one last time, upon the fall of Solium, dear reader. Hear me for one last time. For soon, the few remaining stars shall fade away, leaving you stranded there for your remaining days, in that forsaken land where you deserve to be. The rabble that you roused here in the Commonwealth shall be put down. The exiles whom you liberated, all shall fall in line. But first, let us get on with this last Liberation Rite. You face none other than yourselves. Each so unlike the glorious Nightwings of yore. 'Tis a shame that one of you shall soon be free, for you deserve each other.
So yeah, the voice, I'm sure we're gonna succeed with our plan, so whatever. The pyres burn and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. But before the lone minstrel can concur as per the custom, not another word. The demon Oralech slowly raises his clawed fingers to his mask. The false Nightwings have arrived at last. Long have I awaited this. My freedom once was stolen from me, then I was cheated of it here upon this mountaintop. You may now attempt to take it from me once more. He stands there for a moment, silent. Then, Oralech dons his mask and stands prepared. May these damned rites cease forever for the misery which they caused. Nightwings, we shall not meet again after tonight, for the cycle of the rites is all but ended. Thus, I would have your decision. On whose behalf shall you conduct this final Liberation Rite? The one whom you anoint, or else the exile Oralech shall be returned. Godspeed, reader. You know what is at stake better than I. I have utmost faith in you to make the best decision and conduct this rite with glory. Nightwings, the stars remaining light grows dim. Your decision, please. It is time now to choose who, if anyone among you, shall go free this one last time. The rest of you shall remain in the downside to the end of your days. One by one, you meet the gazes of each of your fellow exiles. Hedwyn, Bertrude, Tizo, Sir Gilman, Volfred. Your fellow exiles, your companions, your friends. Together, you have come this far, but now the downside and the rights conspire to tear your group apart and disrupt your plan. Are you prepared to choose this one last time? Of course, yes, for there is no turning back. With but a glance, you reassure your fellow exiles that you know what to do.
One final opportunity for salvation.
Anyway.
Too bad for the rest of you.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna be choosing Hedwyn, just to make this final moment a little bit more dramatic and stuff, although I'm gonna be making, Oralech win in the end. Yeah, as much as I want to let Hedwyn free, I'm sorry, my friend.
Hedwyn!
Reader, my friend, everyone, no matter what happens here tonight, thank you, and I love you all. Your choice is cast. As for your other companions, you sense a clarity of thought and purpose in each of them. They stand ready to support Hedwyn as well as you.
Who shall stand with him?
Of course, Bertrude.
Bertrude.
Thy will is ours, you reading one. Let the remaining stars shed their last light upon our ceremony here. Here we go.
Tizo.
Crihi! Tizo is ready to do whatever it takes to see Hedwyn regain his freedom this night.
If that is all, then.
Those are to be my adversaries then. And who is it, I wonder, who asserts her will over that group? You sense Oralech searching for you, almost reaching out to you. You, the shadow of the false Nightwings. They are nothing to me, but you who would relinquish your own liberty for sake of them? Strange. It is fitting then that I should have to face one such as you. Then Oralech stands at the ready, signaling for his two allies to do the same. By light of dawn, the cycle of the rites shall cease. Let us see if we can finish this ordeal before that time. The sky above begins to shudder. The final Liberation Rite is about to commence. Tariq! I am prepared, Celeste. Then, let our song this evening shake the stars themselves. Aye, Celeste, and let us make sure of it. Damn, I'm getting goosebumps here. Holy shit. Let us enjoy our final rite. Here we go. I am disappointed to see you here, Tizo, opposing me once more. Hikra! Tizo is very upset and calls for Oralech to cease speaking to him. Oralech seems to stare at the imp for a moment. It is a shame that you are caught up in the middle of all this, little one. Your mind has been poisoned against me. Hikra! Tizo insists that Oralech is wrong and urges him to stop what he is doing. I am sorry, Tizo. Now, I shall only say this to you once. Stay out of my way. Let's go, and let's have fun for our last moments here at the downside. Whoops, I wasn't able to fully max the throwing range. Oh, man. I wasn't able to jump. Oh man, I got banished twice. Oh, I wasn't able to pass it. Sorry, you won't reach me? The sky rains ash. Soon shall your pyre's own mingle with them. Just then the skies above begin to rain down fire. The final throes of the cycle of the rites and the ending of the age. What the hell? That's cheating, man. What were you doing? Good thing, you know, my banishment period is only quite short. Ah! Damn it! Ah! My jump was too short. There we go. All of you, you shall rot here. You shall rot as I have all these many years. You false Nightwings who would deny me once again my rightful liberty. You who deny that liberty to all of the triumvirates you face, and vanquish under the guise of the traditions of those blasted scribes. Come, let us continue with this glorious affair.
How he has changed, that Oralech. Grown old and bitter all these many years.
Only 5 damage. Damn it, the FPS just won't fix itself. Okay, it's fine now. But still, this is still very annoying.
How comical. True Nightwings banished to the last.
Whoa! You can throw the orb and banish people at the same time? That's interesting.
Empire weakens.
I'm just enjoying this right to the last.
Beneath contempt.
I can't even play properly because of the FPS, damn it.
The demon Oralech has dealt a devastating blow. You have it.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Damn it, I missed the pyre.
How sad for that one there. All banished. Such wherewithal.
So the false Nightwings bear their fangs at last. But that cannot be your finest effort. You think you deserve your freedom more than I? Then fight for it, damn you! I already am. Although, you know, I'm gonna be letting you win, so just shut up there. Damn it, Oralech's aura is too big. Jump! Oralech stands, breathing heavily. He looks back on the thin lick of flame that is his smoldering pyre, before turning his attention back to your triumvirate. Okay. You go, let score now? Anyway, I'll let Oralech score. So, Oralech, you do the honors. Get this. Whatever. Oralech doesn't want to do it.
There it is.
Anyway, there we go.
The true Nightwings proved their worth. It could have been you, Nightwings, but alas. Thus ends the Liberation Rite.